Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Drawing with Jim. Now you may be wondering, where did Drawing with Jim go? It's all quite simple, really. Jim was not drawing. And if he's not drawing, then you, the audience, that arrow's pointing at you, are most certainly not drawing with Jim. But that's all about to be corrected. This week, we are going to cover a topic that is simultaneously being covered by Jim DeVore's capstone engineering class, and that topic is engineering ethics in action. Now you may be wondering, how can you draw something as complex and abstract as engineering ethics? It's quite simple, really. Let me help you. First, dot. Second, radius. Third, circle. Circle is the locus of all points equidistant from a single point. So all of these points here that are equidistant from the center point make a circle. Yay, we're all so happy. So this is the first part of engineering ethics in action. The second part is another radius. A little longer than the first one. And another circle. Forgive the wobbliness of my circles, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter. You may be asking, what is this? These two concentric circles? Well, I'll tell you. It's an O-ring. Now you may be wondering, what is an O-ring, and what does it have to do with ethics? Well, for the Space Shuttle Challenger, hang on a sec. We got to clear some space for the Space Shuttle Challenger. The Space Shuttle Challenger looked like this. Roughly approximated, of course. There was one of these O-rings right here in one of the solid rocket boosters, which are the gigantic things that are attached to the Space Shuttle Challenger and rocketed off into space. And while the Space Shuttle Challenger was headed for space, this seal failed. And it's not even because the engineers didn't know it was going to fail. It's because they said, we know this equals bad, but instead of fixing it, we're just going to say this equals acceptable risk. And they were all happy. All of them. Except for the engineer that said, this is a dumb idea. And then, as you all know, the Space Shuttle Challenger was heading off into space, and then it exploded. And all these people who were so happy realized that the sad guy was right, and that you never, ever should write off design flaws as acceptable risks. So, in conclusion, the engineering ethics are properly illustrated as two concentric circles. So, if anybody ever asks you, can you draw me engineering ethics? Say no problem. Just draw them one circle and another one outside and recount the sad story of the Space Shuttle Challenger. But don't stop going to space. That's it for this episode of Drawing with Jim.